that are really set up years ago to promote and grow manufacturing in our region. A few years ago, they undertook the adventure of responding to an RFP by the Tobacco Commission to receive funding to open up a Center of Excellence to offer advanced manufacturing skills training, and also just really expand the offerings and services of SPAM. In 2017, one of the additional grants was to the Appalachian Regional Commission to receive funding to help those businesses that have been impacted by the fluctuation in the coal industry. We call it the HEART Project. And so since then, and with our partners Gen Edge, which Sam Wolford is with Gen Edge, and the two workforce development boards, Southwest Virginia, over in Lebanon serving that region, and then the New River Mount Rogers with Jason Zart and Kimber Simmons as their business services folks, to really do outreach to businesses and offer different services to help businesses move from where they are back toward profitability and look at new opportunities. We're housed here, our headquarters, as far as our admin office, and we have training space. During breaks or after the training, I welcome you to stick around and go on a tour. I think it'd blow your mind to see what all we have in some of the rooms that we have here. But I do want to welcome you to the first day of the Federal Contracting and Business Development Training Series. This will be spread out over a few months, 3 days each week, 1 week a month. Really to impart upon you what you need to do to seek and hopefully get federal contracts. Gen Edge is our training partner. We utilize them for many of the services, ISO, etc. But in particular, they also have partners that deliver trainings. And through LSI, they're going to be facilitating the training. And I'm going to have Josh and Mary Ann, if it's okay, introduce yourselves and kind of talk about all your good stuff. And Mary Ann just got back from China. She's tired, right? So
I'm going to be perky for all of you.
She's so perky. I'm impressed that she comes in here looking so great today and coming to Southwest Virginia. So, and I'll let them introduce. We have some housekeeping stuff. We will have our training in here. We have morning refreshments. We are all about Southern hospitality, so being good to you. We do bring lunch in every day. We do mix it up. Kim Hamilton, who's with the Center of Excellence, is in charge of coordinating and making sure we're all fed and have plenty to drink. Lunch will really vary, but if you do have some kind of special diet or restriction, please let us know that. Restrooms, if you go out this door and you take a right down the hall, once you get past the ceramic tile, left, and then on the left are the restrooms. We do ask if you did today from this day forward to park on the left-hand side of the building so that the parking up front is freed up for visitors that come to. This is really the Virginia Home Small Business Incubator, and we're a tenant. So as far as housekeeping, any questions? Some people weren't able to make it today because of the impending weather, so we did set up the option to do screen share and conference call. But of course, we prefer folks be in person. It's most advantageous, we think, especially for some of the activities. And from those that participate, we will be identifying 6 companies to do some intensive, I've been calling it hand-holding, through the process of looking at those contracts and hopefully landing some. So otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Mary Ann and Josh.
Sure. Josh, want to introduce yourself?
Sure. So working with Gen Edge, we're a group that's been around for several decades, and our focus is mainly the federal government. So we do work commercial. We do commercial work, but most of it is working with a variety of entities who are working with the federal government or want to work with the federal government. And we have, I'm based up in Northern Virginia, but we have folks scattered throughout the state. As you're looking at a lot of these opportunities, our team members are generally folks who come out of either the military or federal government, or have worked in a variety of ways with the federal government to help groups transfer or do in parallel with what they're doing in the commercial sector to the federal sector. And Mary Ann is the one who is the expert on a lot of the processes, and I'll let her introduce herself in the background as well.
Okay. Good morning, I'm Dr. Mary Ann Langevin. I use the term doctor one time just so you feel like you're getting your money's worth. The rest of the time it's Mary Ann. I've been doing this federal government contracting stuff for about 30 years. You know how you wake up and you look in the mirror and you say, you used to be a fun person, what happened to you? Some days I feel like that. Federal government contracting is a complex process, but if you understand the nuances of it, it's pretty easy to maneuver. If you live up in the Washington, D.C. area, you see people that have made lots of money in the federal government contracting space, because once you get a government contract, it's easy to grow the contract. It's also easy to, or easier to be able to take your products and services from one agency and apply them in other agencies because you have a past performance for it. My background is that I started my career with Electronic Data Systems. EDS was the company that started by Ross Perot, and I was always in the federal sector, so I ran contracts up through about $1 billion. I also renegotiated an $8 billion contract with the Navy and Marine Corps, so I've been around the block a few times when it comes to large-scale government contracts. I've done all aspects of government contracting, from marketing and business development through writing proposals, the actual starting up a contract, running a contract, and shutting it down. So pretty much the entire life cycle. So if you have questions about those kinds of things, feel free to tell me. I also teach government contracting officers, and contracting officers are the people on the government side who actually review your proposals. So I'll tell you the kinds of things I teach them about what they should be looking for in your proposals to make sure you have all those T's crossed and I's dotted. What is going to happen in this class is that we'll have the lectures going on in class. They're being videotaped. We're also going to put them up into an online learning management platform for you. It's called Edgit. It's a tool that I developed, and it will have access. You'll have all the slides in that Edgit program, as well as all the videotapes, so you can refer to it if you ever need to in the future. So let's get started.
Do we want to, I know that we know who many of you
Yeah.
are, but maybe describe.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't sound, okay, I'll let you.
We're there. Okay, so what I'd like to do first is just talk a little bit about so we're very excited to conduct, this is a multifaceted program. We're going to be doing the lectures. There's going to be small group exercises. You're going to talk to each other about ways that you can help each other, because my goal here is to help you develop a network with each other, to be able to support each other as you do government contracting. As we talked about earlier, there's going to be 6 of you that will go forward and have some additional consulting that will help you with proposal development and identifying specific needs for your particular company. So it's multifaceted, and I think it's wonderful that Southern Virginia is doing this. I'm from Northern Virginia, and we're so close to the Beltway and to Congress and to the executive agencies that everybody sort of, it's in the air out there. And I think it's great that the money is available, and there's so much of it available across the United States, and I'm happy that Southern Virginia is taking advantage of these opportunities. So our goal is to help you be successful in federal government contracting, and it consists of these traditional classes where I'll do some lecturing, but there's also going to be a lot of hands-on work that you're going to do, because I feel that I'm trying to teach you to fish, and when I go away, I want you to still be able to do all the things. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you an opportunity to try each aspect as we go through. That's why I asked you to either bring your computers or have access to a computer here, so it's very experiential. We will have the content, as I mentioned, on the Edgit platform, and then we're going to do different types of consulting within your own specific little groups so that we can identify your specific needs. She talked about the restroom locations. Classes are going to run from 9 to 5, usually about 9 to 3, Tuesday to Thursday. That was the update. You see the dates. You see the dates listed there. January 29th, this one. We'll be here over Valentine's Day. I knew you'd be excited about that. March 12th through 14th, and April 9th through 11th. We'll do a lunch break for about an hour, give you a chance to network with each other, as well as take care of anything you need to with your own businesses. And we'll do breaks about every hour, hour and a half or so. Okay. Yeah. So Edgit is education just in time. It's a learning management platform. All the slides that we have here, plus the videotapes, will be available within Edgit. I'll also add new content to Edgit. So one of the things I'm going to have you do Wednesday is to actually pull down a couple RFPs for your specific industry. And until we meet again, I'm going to ask you to read 3 RFPs and identify any questions you have. And then the first couple hours of our next session in February, I'm going to answer your questions, because you'll find that a lot of you will have the same questions, and you can benefit from the knowledge that we talk about for each question. So it's very hands-on, and for you to do well, you really need to, roll your sleeves up and get into this. I mean, federal government contracting is not for the faint of heart. And, I'll hold your hand as we're walking through this process, but it really does take some initiative on your part to make sure that you take advantage of these exercises to be able to do this. So if you have questions, and I think another course needs to be added to EDGIT, I'll be uploading new courses to EDGIT so that we can, so that your knowledge stays current, and if any regulations change while we're here, I'll make sure those things get updated in the course. You'll have license to EDGIT for 1 year through February of next year. Okay, we're also going to do morning exercises starting tomorrow. What are these morning exercises? I'm going to ask you to find a brand new partner. So every morning we're just going to spend a few minutes. You'll be working with your partner. And the first person has 3 minutes to answer the following questions. What's your name? Because we're not going to remember them all from today. What does your company do? And then these are the 3 key questions. What's the greatest challenge that you see into getting into the federal marketplace? Understanding what those challenges are and sharing them with each other. What do you need to be successful? Because a lot of times when you just state what your need is, the person that you're talking to may have a way to help you solve your need. So we're gonna do that. And then what can you offer to someone else to be successful? Do you have an extra conference room? Do you have extra proposal writers? Can you share resources? This is part of that network building. So as you meet with each person in the entire class, you'll have an opportunity to share those needs with each other. And then if you make any commitments to each other, to make sure you take notes of that. And it may, like the first day you may have one particular challenge, and then that one seems to have subsided. Maybe the second day you want to talk about a different challenge. That's fine. The idea is to just sort of keep what are those challenges at your forefront, express them to somebody else, because research shows that when we tell somebody else what the needs are, then we have a much greater chance of somebody being able to fulfill them. We're going to be gone for a month, and we come back and somebody says, hey, did you see the article on such and such? That's exactly the issue you were talking about. It's a way to help us solve some of those issues. Okay, so let's get to know you. What I'd like is your name, your company, what your role is in your company, and then what types of products or services your company provides, and then what you'd like to do for fun. So can we start over here, Donald?
Sure. I'm Donald Purdy. I'm with Norrisville Fabrication over in Virginia. My role in the company is more on the finance side, but also in marketing and some sales. We offer machine shop work, anything that involves lathes, boring mills, things like that. We can do that. Any kind of welding or fabrication is also available from us. What do I like to do for fun? Besides work, golf and ride a motorcycle. That's about it.
Nice. Did you ride in this one? Did you ride in this one?
Yeah.
A little slippery slip on the way back. Good morning.
My name is John Grimes. I'm with Lumps Pine Motor Works. Fairly new to this. I'm the co-managing member there. We do fabrication work. Mostly on the side now, we're doing a lot of collision repair, auto body, restoration work, and what I like to do for fun, I work on computers. So.
Good. Awesome. Hi there.
Hi, I'm Sean Lester. We own the Blue Wolf Company. We manufacture, I'm the president, and we manufacture 69 different chemical products, and we're out of Louisville, Virginia. We sell into big box retail, and then sell through industrial supply companies, and we'd like to have an opportunity to work with the federal government on some of this stuff. And I ride motorcycles, I work a lot, and I ride ATVs for fun.
Yeah. Nice. Welcome. Hi there.
Hey, I'm Zachary Klein. Kind of a family gig going on. I'm related to Sean. And I'm actually in the Air Force, and my time's coming to a close, so we're exploring the next avenue. So enroll in the company right now, don't have anything, but here to learn as much as you can. And for fun, I like to fly fish. I'm all outdoors, so anything outdoors is what I'm into.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Hi there.
I'm Jeff Klein. I'm part owner in Blue Wolf too. And, we're also also do a rebuild equipment, underground mining equipment in the same building, and you know, Blue Wolf was designed to clean mining equipment. It's a highly industrial strength degreaser. That's our heartbeat, and since then we've branched off and done a lot of other things, and anyway, we're doing everything we can to try to grow the company, and this is a challenge for us, and hopefully it's a future for Zach here. And what I do for fun is I like the side of work. I enjoy working, and I golf and bow and ride a motorcycle.
Did you say bow?
Bow.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Bowling.
Oh, bowling, sorry,
Yeah.
okay. Bow and arrow, what are we shooting? Welcome, thank you.
I'm Ashley Hubbard. I'm also with Blue Wolf. I'm one only one here not related. I'm an assistant to both Jeff and Sean, and just a little bit of everything in the company is what hat I wear. The products and stuff that we have there are really good, and I'd like to see them spread across the United States to get them in places, because we have a lot of people that don't even know about them. And I'm a mom of 2 boys, so there's not a whole lot more fun after working and having 2 little ones. So
If you need just a nap, go ahead. I'm a mom too, I get it. Mine, I was in China for the last week. I had to go, I'm a commissioner for an international standard, and I had to audit a Chinese company, and my daughter is starting her first big girl job in a law firm Wednesday, as a matter of fact. So this was our little, so she came over with me, so we got a week together of playing, so it was nice. Good morning.
Morning. I'm John Coger, Coger Manufacturing. We use Blue Wolf, by the way. It's pretty good stuff.
There we go.
Good
Already.
stuff.
We manufacture heavy equipment for multiple industries. We're in the oil, gas, coal, shipyards, and we have products, I guess, primarily in crushing, conveying material, but we do structural work, fabrication, galvanizing, basically any kind of, we have a machine shop also. And I like to drink and fish. At the same time, typically, yes.
Welcome.
Well, y'all ask.
Good morning.
My name is Amy Perkins. I work here with Coger Manufacturing, and I work in the office, handle all receiving, invoicing, and what I like to do for fun. I don't want to say online shopping, but but I like to watch movies. I'm a movie freak, so.
There's a lot of good ones out there. Great, welcome. Hi there.
Hey, my name is Jared Hooperman. I'm with those 2 at Coger. I'm the operations manager, and I like to golf. I'm a big golfer.
Good, welcome.
If I had a motorcycle, I'd ride it there.
Around the golf course?
Well, I've already introduced myself, but I do plan on trying to attend these sessions for the sake of learning. And because we do have this funding to pay for this, we want to continue to help support our companies in Southwest Virginia. I was born and raised in Wise County. The region is my heart, and anything that I can do to help it, I'm going to do it. So I'm also maybe hoping that the COE and STEM can help facilitate contract opportunities for those companies that don't have the manpower to do it themselves. So anyway, we can help. I'll work, but Lord have mercy, golf, and I'll do whatever. But I really love what I do. I love this region, and it's so much fun. It's like a hobby, just like Sam. Yeah.
Good, welcome. Hi there.
I'm Michael Sanders. I'm with General Engineering Company. I'm the company's CFO. Like most of these guys in here, we're in manufacturing. We focus mainly on hydraulic cylinders, pumps and valves, that type of stuff. We manufacture new, we rebuild and repair. We've got multiple locations throughout the region that we can service the different industries that we're in. But basically, I talked with our president probably 3-4 years ago before the big downturn about government contracting. At that point, we were we had our hands full with all the customers that we had, and he wasn't interested based on the amount of paperwork. And now that Stephanie sent out all the